have to put it up against you.
You ain't no snake.
Hey, easy, tough guy. Now wait a second. I've already beaten this punk. Hey, shut your mouth. I'll go out there and slap you right in the face. I have already beaten this punk twice. And Roger Strong, you think you deserve a Ring of Honor World title shot? I was thinking maybe I'd give him one tonight. But no, fuck him.
Hey, Bryan Danielson! You getting yourself all whacked up, huh? You forget you have the World Championship match tonight? Huh? Shut up, fat boy! Sit down and shut up! You see, Bryan, you know you walk around here like a hot shot. You walk around here like somebody owes you something. Huh? Nobody owes you nothing. Tonight, as everyone knows, as much as money as Prince Nana has, I was unable to get that flight that Alex Shelley needed to come here to whoop your butt in Long Island, this trash hole. This trash hole. Instead, Prince Nana brought a surprise of his own. Someone I acquired many, many years ago here in Ring of Honor. And ladies and gentlemen, he was the second ever world champion. Ladies and gentlemen, Xavier!
Restraint of the United States is not an option.
It's over for you, Bryan Danielson.
For the bell, signifying the start of this ROH World title matchup as Bryan Danson's defending against Xavier.
Well, we knew that anything was possible with this unscripted format, but I never, in a million years, would have dreamed that Xavier would return to ROH tonight. Prince Nana staying at the embassy has a contract for the world title, of course. This was supposed to be Alex Shelley versus Bryan Danielson. Alex Shelley unable to be here tonight due to the snowstorm or the other rumors that his ticket was canceled. But nonetheless, Prince Nana is still holding that contract for a world title shot, and he has brought Xavier back for that title shot.
Bryan Danielson, I'm still in shock right here as you see Prince Nana with apparently the latest hired gun of the embassy, Xavier, in the corner. I don't know what to say.
Xavier, of course, was the second ever ROH champion. He held the belt for 6 months, and ironically enough, it was at the first Unscripted show where he shocked the world with the upset of the year and defeated Low-Ki to become the ROH champion. And he went on to have a really great 6-month title reign, defending the belt successfully against the likes of AJ Styles at Night of the Butcher, Paul London at the first anniversary show and Final Battle 2002, and Jay Briscoe, among others. Xavier had a very good title reign before eventually falling to Samoa Joe in March of 2003, and now it's the beginning of Samoa Joe's legacy here in ROH. But Xavier back tonight.
Is back trying to regain his ROH World title. Near fall there on the champ.
We haven't seen Xavier since, I believe, early 2004.
Out for some time with an injury, making his way back here. The hired gun of Prince Nana, and he just got the taste slapped out of his mouth, courtesy of the best wrestler on the face of the earth.
Well, Xavier was part of the original embassy, don't forget. Prince Nana making that offer to him, I believe it was after Final Battle 2003. I don't have any notes prepared because I wasn't expecting to see Xavier here tonight. Of course, Xavier and John Walters stealing the show at Final Battle 2003 and was one of his last ROH matches. And that was an impressive feat to steal that show because it included the Great Muta, Kazuyoshi, and Kojima, among others. And Xavier back here in ROH. Prince Nana pulling some strings, getting him here. And I thought we only had one surprise tonight. It's CM Punk. And I'm surprised. What's Bryan Danielson doing?
Danielson up and over the top with the punch into the floor. Xavier crashing down here in front of the fans in Long Island. Prince Nana there trying to comfort him on the outside. Words of encouragement from the head of the embassy.
And you know one thing is that Bryan Danielson is a true student of the game. He is normally very well mentally and physically prepared for his matches, but there is no way he could be prepared for Xavier tonight.
Yeah, he came in here tonight expecting to wrestle Alex Shelley. Obviously, Xavier was the last person he expected to be facing across the ring from.
And look at Xavier, he is in peak physical condition. He definitely hasn't been sitting on the couch and eating potato chips in this time off. He looks like a well-trained individual, and he shocked the world at the first Unscripted. Can lightning strike twice?
Taking his time getting back into the ring.
Of course, Bryan Danielson has been an absolutely phenomenal ROH World Champion, coming off a title victory against the phenomenal AJ Styles at the last show. Bryan Danielson has put together quite a title reign, having those open contracts all over the wrestling world, defeating the likes of Marufuji, Steve Corino, Chris Sabin, just to name a few.
Roderick Strong twice, as he alluded to earlier on, the #1 contender.
Well, you better believe things aren't over between Roderick Strong and Bryan Danielson, as we saw a few moments ago. Danielson's going to have to contend with Strong again. That's another matter for another time. As right now, Xavier has a hammerlock on.
Trying to turn the champ to his back, but Danielson doing a good job of getting to his knees, alleviating a lot of the pressure of the hold. Tries to snap air his way out. And look at the tenacity of Xavier, hanging on to that hammerlock.
Lenny, I have to say that we could see the upset of the year once again tonight. Xavier looks great, and you know, they said that he couldn't defeat Loki, and he did. They said he couldn't defeat Paul London, and he did. They said he couldn't defeat AJ Styles, and he did.
Waistlock there by Dragon.
Xavier is a big money player, but he gets nailed with that drop kick.
Caught right on the point of the jaw, coming off the ropes by Danielson. Follows him right into the corner, but a reversal by Xavier. Danielson hits the buckles hard. Elevates Xavier over the top to the apron. Forearm shot staggers the champ. Springboard drop kick right to the back, and Danielson goes to the floor.
That springboard drop kick really connected.
Xavier with the elbow suicida to the floor, and the world champ is in all sorts of trouble.
Suicida is the key word there, as Xavier landed hard on that guardrail, and it looks like adrenaline is carrying him through. And he's definitely going to feel the effects of that one. He saw him touching his head. His bell had to be wrong there.
Look at the face of Danielson. He is hot. Can you believe the resiliency of the champ? Just storming back into the ring.
Oh, we got an intense battle right here. Xavier and Bryan Danielson going back and forth.
Forearm shots traded in the center of the ring. Neither man willing to give an inch. European uppercut, and Xavier goes down. Bryan Danielson is hot.
Danielson doesn't back down from anyone. He is just now rubbing the face, grinding on the face of Xavier, and of course, he has till 5.
Here you see the attitude adjustment that Bryan Danielson has undergone since winning the world title. Not just the best wrestler on the face of the earth, but the best wrestler with a mean streak.
Bryan Danielson does everything on his own terms. He sold out to Lance Storm himself at Steel Cage Warfare. Bryan Danielson, he wrestles for himself. He does not wrestle for corporate America. He's not going to be told how to wrestle. And right there you see an example of fans wanting the surfboard. Instead, Bryan Danielson not giving it to him and driving the knees of Xavier down to the mat.
Xavier making his way to the floor on the outside. Nana there, trying to buy him some time, and the champ is right on him. Hard chop to the chest of Xavier, and another. European uppercut again from Danielson, but Xavier fires right back. The challenger is not backing down. He knows what an opportunity he has here to make history, and he is all over the champ on the floor.
Well, Xavier has a history of coming through in big money matches.
Had that chair when he hesitated just for a moment, allowing Danielson to recover, but a reversal by Xavier, and the champ hits the steel.
Well, Xavier also has a history of shady tactics.
Again with that chair. Bryan Danielson struggling to his feet. Another chop to the chest from Xavier.
And what's he setting up for here?
Springboards off the chair, but Danielson able to move out of the way. Xavier crashing into the guardrail.
Danielson taking it back into the ring. Of course, Bryan Danielson, he loves to use the cattle mutilation or the cross-face chicken wing to make his opponents tap. And Xavier, I believe, used the 450. That's how he defeated Loki for the ROH World title. And he also likes to use the Kiss Your Ex Goodbye and the X-Breaker.
Up and over he goes, and quickly Danielson goes to the outside, climbing the turnbuckles, looking out over this crowd. All the way to the top goes Danielson. Diving headbutt, nobody home. Xavier saw it coming.
And you gotta wonder how much preparation has Xavier had for this match. I mean, this is supposed to be Alex Shelley.
You would think if anybody is going to have the advantage in a matchup where both men aren't sure who is coming, it's got to be the champion.
And was this a plan from Prince Nana that Xavier's known about for weeks, and he got called up this afternoon to be here? Did he know yesterday? I mean, you have to wonder, when did Xavier know that he was getting this title shot? And is this some sort of master plan from Prince Nana?
I wouldn't put anything past the embassy. Cover! Danielson able to kick out. That knee driven right to the face of the champ.
I mean, Alex Shelley, the rumor is that he would have been here despite the snowstorm, but his ticket was canceled for tonight's show, his plane ticket.
Xavier with the champ right in the center of the ring. Cranking down. Paul Turner right there, checking on Danielson, seeing if he wants to give it up.
Of course, Prince Nana has all sights set on bringing that world title to the embassy. I don't think he cares if it's Jimmy Ray who does it, Xavier, Alex Shelley, or anybody else. We got a cover. Prince Nana wants the ROH World title belt under his control.
2 count from Xavier. Hard shot to the chest sent Danielson down after the Kata Hajime. Only able to get 2, but the challenger in command at this point in the matchup.
You gotta wonder if Jimmy Ray was watching on to this one, because he definitely wants that world title belt. He has made that absolutely clear.
Danielson firing a chop, and Xavier fires right back. Trading shots. Headbutt from the champ, and Xavier goes down in a heap.
This has really been an intense match. Both men very aggressive.
Through the legs. European uppercut.
Once again, Xavier goes down hard.
Danielson staying right on Xavier, sets him up on the top. He likes to utilize that superplex, and he's following him up. All the way to the top, both men perched high above the floor here in Long Island. And a superplex from Danielson.
We got a cover. Not quite enough. It's going to take more than that to defeat someone like Xavier. And you know, I mentioned this, Jimmy Ray watching this. You got to wonder, is CM Punk watching this? I mean, Prince Nana had a lot of nerve to come out earlier and laugh at CM Punk after he got beat down by Adam Pearce.
Nana obviously with his sights set on the world title right now, but he is not done with CM Punk. Powerbomb, he just folded him in half.
Oh! Somehow Bryan Danielson kicking out. Both men being very aggressive in this one.
German, and he hangs on.
Now he rolls through, trying to go right into something else.
The cross arm breaker. Xavier has it locked in right in the center of the ring. The cross arm breaker. The elbow capsule being bent backwards. Danielson trying to turn to his stomach to alleviate some of the pressure and enable himself to make it to the ropes and force the break, which he does.
Very nicely done by Bryan Danielson, but an effective hold from Xavier. And you can tell he's feeling it right now. He knows what it's like to win world title matches.
And back to their feet.
I believe this is the kiss your ex goodbye. Plants him with it. Nails it. And look at the cockiness of Xavier. That's the Xavier I remember as he is calling for the 450.
He says that's it.
Oh, we could have a new world champion. What a stunner that would be. Xavier ascending to the top rope. He's about to fly. Danielson moves out of the way.
Roaring elbow and a German right on the back of his neck. Cover. But Xavier slips out, but Danielson floats right over, trying to lock in the counter-mutilation.
There it is. He has it hooked. Xavier, can he reach the ropes though? And what's this?
Watch Jimmy Rave.
That's a DQ.
Paul Turner calling for the bell. Jimmy Rave, the crown jewel of the embassy, putting the boots to the world champ.
honest, there's people I miss in the back. I miss Ring of Honor. And I see no reason to not ask Bryan Danielson. No, not for a rematch. See, you got a little bit of an idea. See if you can follow me where I'm going with this. Bryan Danielson and CM Punk against Scrap Iron Adam Pearce and Jimmy Ray. Maybe you didn't hear me. I said the Ring of Honor champion, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, CM Punk against Adam Pearce and Jimmy Ray.
You people actually think that I'm the type of guy to give you what you want. Wait a second, wait a second, wait a second. Are you telling me it's not what they want, it's what you want? Should I give CM Punk what he wants? So what you guys are saying is that you don't want me to give CM Punk what he wants. Are all you people confused by the double negatives? Because here's the thing, CM Punk, I don't give a damn what you want.